Hey everyone, welcome to Saturday Night Popcorn. This is Jason.
And this is Kai, and we have another great, I guess it's movies, I can't say movie. Uh, Still doing our superhero, not anti-superhero film month. We actually watched the Kick-Ass series, Kick-Ass 1 from 2010 and Kick-Ass 2 from 2013. Over 10 years, still want to give you a spoiler warning just in case you haven't seen either one. If you haven't, you're crazy. But we're going to give a brief description. I'm going to read the first one, so Kick-Ass, and then Jason's going to read the description for Kick-Ass 2. In a world where comic book heroes leap off the page into reality, Kick-Ass introduces us to Dave Lizewski, wow, an average high school student with a passion for comics. Dave's ordinary life takes a dramatic turn when he decides to become a superhero, despite lacking powers, training, or a significant reason to do so. He dons a green wetsuit, calls himself Kick-Ass, and sets out to fight crime. His first attempt is nearly his last, but he perseveres, gaining a tolerance for pain and metal reinforced body. Kick-Ass soon finds himself entangled with Big Daddy, a former cop turned customs vigilante, and his daughter Hit Girl, a pint-sized but lethal force. Together they take on the city's crime boss Frank DeMonico, leading into a showdown that redefines what it means to be a hero.
All right, so summary of Kick-Ass 2 from 2013 is the sequel. Kick-Ass 2 picks up with Dave Lizewski. I have no clue. Lizewski. Yearning
Dave.
For the thrills of his superhero past. He joins forces with a group of citizen heroes led by a born-again Colonel Stars and Stripes, forming the vigilante team Justice Forever. Meanwhile, Mindy McCready, aka Hit Girl, struggles with the promise she made to her to lead a normal life. As Kick-Ass and his new allies patrol the streets, the vengeful Chris D'Amico abandons his former identity of Red Mist and transforms into the world's first supervillain, the motherfucker. With a new gang of eccentric villains at his side, he seeks to destroy Kick-Ass and everyone he holds dear. The film escalates to an all-out war between the makeshift heroes and the toxic supervillains, culminating in a battle that tests the limits of bravery and friendship. and we kind of did start off right before we started recording that the first one is the better of the two for sure. So it does kind of like degrade in quality, I guess, in storytelling.
The crazy thing though is watching them back to back, because I watched Kick-Ass 1 then watched Kick-Ass 2 like right after, and you see how crappy, I don't want to curse yet, but how crappy Kick-Ass 2 is. Like, and then even
story wise, I think it's sad too. It's just like story wise, you're like, all right, like this just the first one's the good one.
The actors are different. Like some of the actors are different, but the characters are the same. It's like, what? Like, did you just lose budget? Like, you had a great film, and then the director changed. So the director of Kick-Ass 1 also did the Kingsman series, which I love, and I actually have that in my notes. Is like you can see some similarities to the fight scenes in Kick-Ass 1 and Kingsman.
Okay, now that does make sense, and sad that like I wonder if this person was already doing the Kingsman series like while the second Kick-Ass was kind of like being produced, and in production and stuff. Yeah, so it's like where it's like, all right, I don't have time for this and stuff, and yeah, you do see a huge difference in quality of the characters and stuff, and I think Nicolas Cage's like Big Daddy character is a good match to the young Hit Girl, and then Kick-Ass just kind of like figuring out and stuff, and
just goofy as hell.
Yeah, I wrote down he kind of does get a superhero because he like has like messed up nerve endings, so he does kind of like feel less pain and everything.
Yeah, his friends just start beating him up with stuff. It's like, come on.
Yeah. So I don't know, like. I think the first one in terms of storytelling and it ends like amazing where it's like Nicolas Cage's character is like, I'm gonna like
Burned
sacrifice
alive.
myself, and
Yeah.
or like not even sacrifice. He's kind of like in the moment, but he's like egging on Hit Girl to kind of do her thing and
Hmm.
stuff. And so it's
That was a
very
cool.
fitting.
That was a cool ass scene too. Just the night vision
Yeah,
goggles. She's blasting away in the pitch black. That was cool as hell.
yeah. And what I had the the hardest thing to take in for the second one was that you wanted more Hit Girl, and then you don't get Hit Girl until like the very end of the movie,
Yeah.
and she struggles. And granted, she's like going through a teenager stage and stuff, but like we've come to understand that this girl is not a teenager or a child and stuff. Like she's this Hit Girl person,
Yeah.
and then so she kind of like has that like story arc
Well,
for that.
the second one just felt like they were trying, like they weren't trying to be themselves. Like the first one felt like it was his own genre film. Like there were in that time there were already superhero films out, but then Kick-Ass came out and it felt like it was its own genre of superhero film. And then Kick-Ass 2, it felt like they went away from that. Like they had the high school girls that were like the plastics from Mean Girls, and Kick-Ass was trying to figure his thing out, and he's trying to make a team, and they brought in all these random actors that you know but haven't really been in
Yeah,
things.
right.
Like I hadn't seen Jim Carrey for years. I love Jim Carrey, but Jim Carrey was in it, but then he dies. It's like, but I want more Jim Carrey, but I guess the budget wasn't there.
Like,
And then Donald Faison was in it. It's like, what are you doing in this? Morris Chestnut's in it. It's like, what is going on in this film?
yeah, I feel like the first Kick-Ass, like you definitely get some vibes of like where kind of The Boys gets
Exactly.
some influences where like
Yes.
it's gritty, it's sort of gory, where like Hit Girl is basically just murdering everybody.
Yeah.
and
it sleeps at night like nothing happened.
Yeah, and I feel like I kind of had the sense of like they took everything, like the little things that possibly could have been annoying in Kick-Ass 1 and just like laid it on thick for the second one, where it's like all the annoying stuff is like what Kick-Ass 2 is all about and stuff. And like you basically have the motherfucker character, he's wearing a gimp suit the whole time and everything, which like,
was weird as hell.
And then you have like
like Red Mist was cool as shit. Like I loved Red Mist.
Yeah.
And then it's like, nah, let's give him a different suit. His
And
mom
then
has
you have
died. Let's take his mom's suit. Like,
Patty didn't like that one superhero character, the night bitch. She was like
the Russian lady.
No, the one that like Kick-Ass is like dating or like hooking up with.
Oh,
the superhero
one that just like doing it in the bathroom every like 5 minutes.
So Patty was like, they could have thought of different name, like or a better name at least.
But it is like we talked about it. We talk about it from time to time, like watching these movies from 5-10 years ago and seeing these actors and actresses now, like realizing like Kick-Ass is now he's doing Marvel films.
He's the new James Bond.
Oh, he actually, no, it's confirmed.
I think they think he officially is the new one.
Okay. So yeah, I thought it was like rumors, but I didn't know for sure. And then even young Jeffrey Dahmer's in it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, McLovin's in it. Like, there's all of these people that are big names now, or like decent names now. Even
and that's the one that they recast it, right? Yeah. That was a bummer.
Because he was a decent character in 1. Like, he didn't say much or do much. Because his character in 2 was a complete idiot.
Yeah, he basically just got his dad killed.
Yeah, like, oh, that's my friend. Yeah, I know where he lives.
And they brushed over that too.
Yeah, and then he just welcomed him back into the team. Like, oh yeah, you didn't get my dad killed. Like, we're best friends again. But I don't know if you noticed one of the plastics, I'm gonna call them. One of them is the main actress in Fallout.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the big eye girl from Fallout is one of the plastics in this. She was the one that was talking naughty.
You kind of see that, like, all right, some of these, which is funny. It's like every actor and actress must look back on their career and be like, yeah, I had some stinkers. Mm-hmm. And granted, like the dude that is possibly going to be, I don't know if it's like he is the new James Bond, but Kick-Ass 1, I think that was a very like, hey man, that's a niche film. It was
Hmm.
interesting. It was a good concept and everything. But then he's like, yeah, it's just Kick-Ass 2 was like more of just like, maybe they could have done it again. Maybe it was a good one, but it's not. But
Yeah,
now I'm in Marvel movies. I may
yeah.
be in the. I think I think he's also like Craven the Hunter in like one of the
That's
upcoming
yeah.
like Venom
That's what I said
movies.
Marvel, but that's Sony.
Yeah, so but he's also that Quicksilver guy in
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's what he is. Yeah. Well,
So
so is Jeffrey Dahmer too.
is he?
I thought he played Quicksilver. I thought like Kick Ass plays Quicksilver in what the heck is the name of that movie? Ultron. But then Jeffrey Dahmer plays Quicksilver in
Oh,
WandaVision.
and the X-Men ones.
Yeah, because he was he was running around in the room in not
Yeah.
First Class, but whatever the second one was,
All right, that's crazy
Days of
though.
Future
Like
Past. Yeah,
yeah, it probably like the best scene that everyone
yeah,
just decided to watch over and over again.
yeah.
Well, my only dislike, and it's funny because like the first one is the better Kick-Ass.
Hmm.
The second one, you're like, I could have
I
not
didn't even
watched
care. I
this
was
at
like,
all. Yeah, even Patty was like, this is not good. But the first one, the only thing I had any dislike about it was that I feel like it was too bright. It definitely looked
mm.
like a 2010 movie. Like how like the early Spider-Mans looked, like everything was so
Oh yeah,
bright and all this stuff. And I don't think that matched. The second one actually fixed sort of like the color and everything and the
yeah.
filter, which was interesting because everything else was crap.
It was
But
horrible.
I think the first one was like it was just way too bright, and there was no kind of like character to the cinematography and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It was more so like the shot choices that made that like Kick Ass one, but
Hmm.
then the lighting in Kick Ass 2 was better. My
Yeah, it
my
was weird.
dislikes my dislikes are like Kick Ass 2 had really no unique shot choices. Everything kind of felt like generic. Like, oh hey, let's do a close up here. Let's do a wide shot here. Um, and then Hit Girl's first kiss was awkward as hell. I don't even know why they showed that.
But then also like even in
Like
real
he's like her
life, you're
brother.
like, but then also like how old is he in real life compared to
Yeah,
how old she was in real life?
yeah.
Also,
Very awkward.
because the dude that plays Kick Ass is like our age.
Yeah.
So that means he was like in his 20s when he filmed that.
And she was probably a
Um,
teenager.
she was definitely a teenager. so
Yeah.
so yeah, that's not, even Patty was like that just ruined it for me. She was like there was
Yeah,
no
that's
point in
one of my
that.
dislikes. Yeah. Like, ma'am, that's your brother. Chill. Ew.
Yeah, yeah, it was very disappointing. Where like you, you have some good characters in the second one. Where like yeah, like you said, Jim Carrey's character is like
Hmm.
fantastic. You almost kind of like don't even recognize that's Jim Carrey
Yeah.
too because he has like a prosthetic nose, and the Russian chick actually was actually a decent character for me because like
Yeah.
she totally reminds me of like the Russian guy from
Oh, from Rocky?
from Rocky and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you totally like that get
Dolph.
that like yeah, Dolph Lundgren and everything. And she had a unique way. She had a signature way of killing people. Like she like
She was a
wrapped her
badass.
gigantic legs around you and
Yes.
everything. And then you get that cool sequence at the end where she's fighting Hit Girl, where it's just
That
like
was
and
pretty good.
then so it's like you get that, but you want more of it. You wanted
And that was,
like
yeah,
Hit Girl like all throughout the movie.
that was the end of the film. And you're like, where was this 30 minutes ago, an hour ago?
Yeah. And then you have the motherfucker guy that like doesn't know how to do anything and he's just gonna
Yeah.
pay everybody. Which is like I guess so, but then John Leguizamo's character was like almost like his daddy figure and stuff, and
Yeah.
like
But he didn't do much in the movie either.
no, and then he dies and stuff, so it's
Yeah.
like there's a lot of like failed uses
Of
of
big name actors
characters
and
and big
actresses. Yeah.
names. Yeah.
One person I forgot to touch on that's in Kick Ass 2 is Daniel Kaminga. No, not Kaminga. Daniel,
Oh,
whatever from Get Out.
yeah. I was like, yeah, I saw him. I was like, is that the guy from Get Out? Like, he
Yeah,
looks totally out of
it
place.
threw
They were
me
like,
off.
he doesn't
Yeah,
want to be there.
I was like, what? I was like, because I hadn't seen Kick-Ass 2 in years, and so to like turn it on and then what 10 minutes, 15 minutes in, I'm like, what the heck? What is he doing in this? And he was a
and,
significant character.
and I wonder, like, this is 2013. Like, when did Get Out come out? Like
A couple years
did
later,
Jordan Peele call him like, hey, I'll save you
like,
from
hey, I
that
saw
crappy
you.
movie.
I saw you in Kick-Ass 2. Think you're good.
I got this cool ass movie.
I got this movie that's gonna change the world that I need you to be in.
Yeah, he's actually a very good actor too, and
Mm-hmm.
and he's also in the Marvel movies.
Yep.
And so
He
it's like
plays Fred Hampton. Like he's big time now.
yeah, so it's like you do see a lot of. I guess it's like you kind of do need these stinkers in your like resume. I think everybody in like, normal people's sense, we all have like jobs that we're like, yeah, like I needed a job, like, and so it's like that's just on my resume now. And so it's like you can ask me
I can
about
look
it,
back
and
and
I'll
smile or cry.
yeah,
Like,
I'll answer questions about it. But do we feel good about this or no?
I'm sorry I had to tell you about this, but it's part of my life.
So I think what would be interesting to see is what did you rate the first one as compared to the second one?
I gave the first one a 3. I probably could have given it a 3.5, but I gave it a 3, and then the second one 1.5. That was a stinker.
Same thing. Yeah. So the second one or the first one I gave a 3. It's a solid like we had just finished talking about Colossal and everything, which is like it's a solid movie and everything.
Yeah.
And then it just shits the bed with the second one, and it's a 1.5 and stuff, and it's like almost like you're like, there's no need to watch the second one
because there's only pieces in the second one that are like decent, like even the funeral scene, like hit girls on top of the car, fighting her life away. It's like that's cool.
Yeah,
it was just not throughout the whole film.
Even like you totally thought that like that superhero guy like was like the skinny white guy was gonna get shot and stuff or like killed by one of them. It's like yeah, like that doesn't happen, but it looked interesting. It was cool. It was like one of those like mafia movies where like they show up to the gravesite and like shoot them.
We're about to change all this shit. You weren't ready.
Yeah. But so do you recommend like all right, if you recommend the first one, do you just say like, all right, watch the second one, but it sucks?
That's tough. Definitely recommend the first one. I would be skeptical to recommend the second one. Somebody, you would probably say, hey, the first one is great. That person that you recommended it to may say, oh, but there's a second one. I see there's a second one. I would tell them, don't even waste your time.
Watch on your own time.
Yes. Watch at your own risk. Like, first one's great. Second one, that's on you. Yeah,
I can see where like the first one, you're like, I think anybody like is like our age and stuff would definitely watch the first one. Like, oh, this is like nostalgia. Yeah. This is like the old Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, but with like people getting shot and like stabbed and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you get that current boys feel. And then the second one, you're like, yeah, before the boys, definitely and stuff. And then the second one, you're like, yeah, you can watch if you want and stuff. If you just want to kind of like check it off a list,
exactly,
and like check off a box and stuff. Or if it comes in a box set and you just happen to have like where it's like, oh, like I wonder if they're like the marketing people are like, let's just give away the second one. Like if you buy the first one, you get the second one free.
Like we need to get rid of these DVDs, like these Blu-rays. Just take the second one, please.
Yeah.
We pressed so many and they didn't.
So I definitely, I think the first one is like a definite recommend and everything. It's a solid movie. Like the last two movies we just talked about, where it's like Colossal in this series of like what we're doing for this month. Colossal and Kick-Ass are like solid Friday night movies. You just got your popcorn, your sodas and stuff, and you're just kind of hanging out after a long work week, and you just want something like senseless. You don't want like a story you have to like read the subtitles.
You don't want
to watch
Roma.
Yeah.
on a Friday night by yourself
Yeah.
because you're gonna cry your eyes out. You want to watch
It's
something
not
like
bad if you want to have that, but if you just want to turn your mind off and just
this.
watch
No one wants to
a
cry
movie,
on a Friday night after a long work week. They want to watch some action. They want somebody to get
cry
their
into my
face
pizza.
stomped in.
But all right, Kyle, you want to take us out?
Yeah. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Saturday Night Popcorn. I'm Kai.
And I'm Jason, and we'll be back next week with another one. And please let us know if you liked it, disliked it. If you liked Kick-Ass 1 or disliked Kick-Ass 1. Same thing for Kick-Ass 2. Did you even watch Kick-Ass 2? Did you even know it existed? But please like and subscribe to Saturday Night Popcorn for more podcasts like these.